okay. No. We're good. We're gonna follow up with everything later with Jensen and Sarah. So you all can definitely share again with all of your people. We are going live. If you guys don't want to show your faces on camera, that's plenty fine. But we are a very friendly group. We are going live on we're recording. We always record too, by the way, for the purpose of having notes for later. And then we put everything up on YouTube so that people can know what we're working on. So, one second. Here we go. Oh, we're already live on one platform on YouTube. Okay, now we're recording in progress. We're recording here. Welcome, welcome, welcome again, everybody. And we're also going live. If you all have that link, all you do is click on to Anaya A period on Facebook, and then it will take you right there. And then you guys can share with whomever you want, because this information is very important for the community, especially our Black people that want to learn about investments and everything else Russ is going to talk about. I am not going to steal his shine. So, one second for me. And Sabrina, can you remind, please, Rejan or Elsie, if they want to join us? That'll be great. As the Haitian community should definitely be here together. Um, Hold on, I'm just putting this in. Let me try to find them. You don't want to miss this. Okay, somebody else just joined us. I'm so happy about tonight. All right, we're live on YouTube. Now we're going to be live on Instagram as well. Welcome, 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 everybody. We're live on Facebook. And don't worry, one of these days, I won't have to use 5 different gadgets. I found out there's a gadget I can purchase to put everything on one platform. So I'm getting information about that because I have 4 computers in front of me. Oh my God, what a mess. But it's all good. It's for a righteous cause. All right, we're live on Facebook, it looks like, as well. Yes, we're live. Oh, Rajan.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, hi, Rajan. We can hear you.
Hi, Rajan. I'm good. How are you?
Great. We're live on Facebook as well for everybody that's here. And then somebody was just on, and I don't know what happened to them. I think Madeline's friend might have come in. Oh, no, iPad is here. Perfect. Somebody just fell off. Okay, now's the time for introductions because it's already 6:50. And we want to definitely get the people introduced so we can get the ball rolling here. Um, and I know a bunch of other people are going to sign in just a few minutes. You know how our community does. But since you guys are already here, let's get started. Hey, everybody, it's your girl Anaya A, and we're live here with Team ECI, where we come together every Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we discuss, increasing wealth and decreasing debt. In this community, we are family oriented. We love our people. We're live on Instagram, we're live on Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube. But as I was just mentioning, hey, as I was just mentioning, hopefully very soon, I will be purchasing a device that I can combine all of our platforms on one so that I don't have to have all these different computers and gadgets that I'm utilizing. If you see my workspace, you'll crack up because it looks like a TV studio situation. But now we can be able to put everything on one. So hopefully, cross your fingers, we'll get that very soon and it'll be very easy to manage. In the interim, we have a very special guest this evening. If you're watching on Facebook, send us a message that are already here, and we know that the rest of the community will join us. So, without further ado, Madeline. Madeline was here first. If she can unmute herself and share who she is, that'll be great. And then after that, we'll take my new sister, Shanasia. Go ahead, Miss Madeline. Hey, Shanasia.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Madeline. Why is my family here now? They always do this to me every Wednesday. But
they hear my voice.
I met Anaya, in 2021, last year?
Last year.
Like so many years ago. But and so what do? I am an administrator. I work with CUNY at Kingsborough Community College. but my love is Haitian history, and of course, being a Black person living in America, financial literacy and understanding how to manage your money and build very important to me. And so I'm really happy to be here, especially tonight with the topics that will be covered. And I'm looking forward to learning. It's good to see all your faces. Sunisha, nice to meet you and welcome.
Thank you, sister. We
Hi,
appreciate
Dr.
you.
E. I just saw you.
Dr. E is the best. He's back with us tonight. I'm so happy. But let's take Miss Shanesha next. I hope I'm saying it right, sis.
Yes, it's Shanasia.
Yes, Shanesha. Yes. Please introduce yourself.
So yeah, my son wants to speak.
Yes. Go ahead. Oh, well, she's when she's available, she will introduce herself. Oh,
Okay. So I'm Shanasia. I don't know if everybody know, but my building was on fire January 9th. So that's my son Madness. I'm Shanasia. In the background, I am the owner of Crown Lucy and LLC, which is a company that I created based off of mental health in a sense, because what I was going through, it has washed my hats. Have hair that's attachable. You take them out in human hair.
Okay,
Yeah,
girl.
I'm a mom. Yeah.
Yes.
And on the side it said "Watch the Queen Conquer." Basically, because I want my women, my Black women, to step into their power and to know who they really are. Definitely have a men line coming out because we work better together, not separated. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Financial literacy. I'm a little intimidated when it comes to that. So when she asked me, I was like, you know what? It couldn't hurt. So
Yes, honey, and we're so glad you're here. And let me just really share this really quickly. If you guys have been watching the news, because I didn't even let them know, I didn't know if you felt comfortable, but now that you feel comfortable, this is one of the beautiful sisters. I get emotional, but this beautiful sister was one of the victims of the Bronx fire that just took 19 lives. So we just want to pour as much love on her and the entire community. She will be interviewed on the Anaya A show on Monday, and we will have several of those freedom fighters with us. So she will not be alone on Monday. And I know I'm going to have a bag of Kleenex with me on that day because it's such an emotional thing. You know me, because I'm like, what they just went through was horrifying. But I met this beautiful sister at the meeting, the town hall meeting last week, and we've stayed in touch. And I'm so happy to know her because her energy is so amazing. You would have never known her, and half of these people at the town hall meeting actually went through this fire on, January 9th. So God bless you for making it, my sister, and we love you.
Well, I love your energy as well. So I'm glad that we got to meet each other.
Thank you, sister. And we're going to keep sending love and power and light. So for everybody watching, yes, this is one of our strong sisters we'll be working with, and we're going to support as much as possible. So drop information about your business too, please. Everybody, matter of fact, let's do this tonight. Let's open up the chat lines to everybody watching on Facebook. We have several people watching on Facebook and on Instagram. So please, everybody, drop your information and let's do a community of businesses. Well, whoever has a business, we have an investment banker on tonight. So we definitely are talking about money and support. So let's drop our information in that chat for sure. And then, of course, don't forget early on, if you want to be a part of our WhatsApp group, 347-617-6873 is that WhatsApp number to join us now. Perfect. I feel like, thank you, sister. I feel like iPad was on here as well. If you want to introduce themselves, iPad. I don't know if that's one of your friends, Madeline, but iPad is on here. If you want to introduce yourself, that'll be great.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey guys. iPad, aka Sampreneur.
Oh, Sampreneur. Well, Sampreneur, then we're gonna save you for later because you're a man. We're doing the ladies first. How about that?
Go ahead.
Every week his name changes. I never know that part. I never know when it's Sampreneur on here. Okay, we're gonna take the next lady, which is my sister Sabrina. If you can unmute yourself, Sabrina, please do, my love. I love Sampreneur. He is such a trip. Lord have mercy. Sabrina, if you can unmute yourself. If not, I get it.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, my love.
I'm still in the gym. Hey guys, how are you? I'm Sabrina Bozeman, the editor-in-chief of Le Page magazine, based in Miami Beach.
Yes.
And I'm a close to being an activist. I'm following in Ania's footsteps.
Yes, she's right on track. She's right on board. I love it. Thank you for joining us, my sister, for sure. I'm so
Hi,
happy.
everyone.
I'm so happy you're here, my love. Perfect. Yes, now we have Homer. Homer, are you available? Okay, maybe not. Homer, we'll skip on Homer.
You heard no,
I did her,
sorry.
and she showed us. I'm not sure if she's able to
Oh.
unmute herself, but I think she's just able to listen.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you for inviting Homer. Hey, perfect. All right, and now is the time for I think I covered all the ladies this evening. We're not being sexist, but we just have a little policy. We let the ladies go first and introduce themselves. Now it's time for the gentlemen, and then we'll save Mr. Russell for last. So Regent, go ahead and oh, you're already unmuted, but you're sideways, Regent. You're sideways. If you want to turn it over and then introduce yourself, please. Perfect. Hi.
Great. Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm Regine Lewis, and I'm here to represent BitGood. It's a cryptocurrency for Haiti and internationally known as BitGood Crypto. So we basically have BitGood just for Haiti, but it's also international. Anybody in the world can join in it. As you know, crypto is a wave. It's the future. Is basically what's taking over. So I don't know if you know about the big news that came out that Uber is now going to be able to take cryptocurrency.
Wow.
So right, Uber, so you can pay with crypto. So basically, we're moving very fast. So I feel like I'm in a good business, and I'm very happy to join your show, your beautiful show, of course. That's the #1 show. We're rising,
Yes.
So basically, I'm very happy to be here to actually talk about it. And thank you for having me. And I would like to welcome everybody that I met the first time. Sabrina, I already know you. And then everybody else, I'm very happy to be here with you guys.
Thank you, Regent. I appreciate you.
So,
Sorry, Sabrina, were you saying something, my love?
No, I said thank you.
Oh, okay, perfect. Dr. Exuma, you're up next. Dr. E, welcome back. We love you and we missed you.
Hello, yeah, I love you too. It's a nice group, and I'm always glad to be with you. And basically, not so much to say about me is that I'm doing healthcare and finances, and I'm into so many things. I love entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So basically, that's why I'm here. I talk a lot about cryptos and life insurance and all these things that we need to know about, things that we consider taboos, but that are important in our lives. So basically, always gonna have the opportunity. Sometimes I missed, like I think a couple weeks ago, I had like funerals in the family. So I was pretty busy, but I'm able to attend today, and I'm glad to be here and to participate and listen to what I can learn tonight. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Anaya.
Of course.
Thank you for this show, putting us on top of things, especially with information.
Thank you, Dr. E, and I appreciate you. We did miss you a couple of weeks ago, and as you know, I stayed up with you. Like, listen, whenever you're ready to come back, we're here. So we appreciate you. And Shanasia also says sorry for your loss, and we all sent healing prayers to you, King. Okay. Oh, I see something in the background. Is that your screenshots? Okay, got you. You're on mute.
Yeah, that's a screenshot on the back.
Okay.
And that's her. She was 97.
Wow.
And she died of COVID, pneumonia, COVID-19. So.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, God is faithful, and we're still fighting every day with this COVID thing. Thank you for watching on YouTube as well on Facebook and Instagram. I think brother Sampreneur was next to introduce himself, and then if you didn't introduce yourself yet, please unmute yourself because we have Mr. Russ that is going to be doing his presentation. You're welcome, King Dr. Pierre Exuma. Sampreneur, now is your time to shine, sir.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing
Hi.
tonight? My name is Sampreneur. I'm a trader, investor, business owner, a 9 to 5 goer. So, kind of dipping on basically everything investment, whether it's crypto, futures, market, the stock market. So we're doing a little bit of everything and trying to, be ahead of the group, not when it's already passed or there's FOMO going out there. So we try to get the information before and, make the right investment and right purchase. So in a nutshell, so I'm an investor, trader. So, and I'm happy to be here and, learn with you guys and share as much as we can.
Excellent. Thank you. And yes, he is one of our team members who's always dropping gems. And I forgot, we have Mr. Biko Biko that's back live with us. He's going to share a couple of words. Oh, hi, Homer. Homer, are you available? You know what? That might not be Homer's real name. Madeline, your friend's name is, sometimes people don't know who I'm talking to because that's not their real Hi. Hello? Are you there? Oh, okay.
I think she was trying to say something. I'm not sure if she's aware that she's not muted, but her name is Sherlyn.
Oh, Sherlyn. Okay, so I don't know who put Homer, but I knew that wasn't her name. So if she is able to speak, we can accept her. But right now we have Mr. Biko. Mr. Biko, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need you to take off that mask. Neither one of us have COVID up in here, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
A quick introduction of who you are and the work you do. Come in closer.
I am Bekwe Adigun Bomani, and I am a day trader. I trade the index options, whether it's the ES, the Russell, the NASDAQ, or the Dow, the entities in which very few people are able to handle properly. I've studied day trading for a few years well.
Mm.
I've also been a teacher for over 15 years in the New York City public school system. And in my determination to build a school to serve Black children, Black people, I stepped away to learn how to trade. So through that, I could raise the capital.
Thank you.
And that's what I do.
And he's teaching me about these options, y'all. None of y'all told me about options before. Shame on you, Black people that knew about options. But thank God I got Biko here live. You all have to tell me more about these things. Thank you, Biko.
Gold mine.
Yes. So we're learning and we're growing every day. Thank you so much, Sabrina. I got your message, my love. And so now I think is the time, if everybody has spoken, if you have questions or concerns, drop your questions or concerns in the link, as you guys can do in the chat tonight. We're leaving it open for the business owners. We want to definitely connect with the business owners, but don't forget we're live on a number of platforms, and the WhatsApp number to call is 347-617-6873. You still have a chance to share this information with your friends, because this brother that's on, let me just give you a quick intro. Hi, Sherlyn. Are you able to? I don't think Sherlyn can. Sherlyn? Okay, I'm muting.
Hey, Naya, is it okay if I'm excited to speak with the group. Is it okay if I just hop in?
Well, real quick, I wanted to share the screen with you, Russ, and then definitely. Real quick, Russ is a really great friend, but he's also an investment banker, as you guys know. I've been bigging you up, Russ, all past few days. They know who you are, so you go ahead and you do your thing. It's on you, and you have the shared link right there.
Well, it's great to speak with everyone tonight. I see some familiar faces too, I think, from last time I spoke. So excited to see a couple people back on the line.
Yes.
Really, what I do in terms of investing, I take a planning approach. And I think that what I'm going to talk today about is how to create a good foundation for yourself, no matter who you are. I have a couple examples. I think a couple numbers to bring things to light. But it's cool to hear a couple people are involved in different asset classes, different strategies, different things. You know, you may be incorporating some of the tactics I talked about already, and just in terms of how you organize your trade, your investments, etc. But this is something I'm passionate to talk about because, you know, not everyone in the community does know, and I think that it universally sets people up, you know, on a good way to grow their money, make sure that they're confident in whatever they invest in. You know, they're starting off on the right foot. So, you know, looking at really the main things I talk about when you get started with investing, you have to start off with a game plan, understanding what's my income, understanding my true run rate, my burn rate, what am I spending on a monthly basis, and then understanding what I have as an emergency fund. And you have to personalize that for yourself. So I always tell people that's not fun, right? Like expenses, budgeting is not, I don't have that on the top of my list when I'm going into the weekend per se. So there's a lot of other things, you know, big sports fan, you know, I like to, you know, enjoy the nice restaurants and different things in our area. So, you know, when I can, you know, not as much with the pandemic, but, you know, in general, I haven't found too many people who put budgeting at the top of their list. So what I try to say is make it fun. You know, do it on Friday night, maybe where you're watching a movie. You know, order in from that nice restaurant or make yourself your favorite meal. You know, listen to that favorite, you know, album, whether new, whether old, etc. But make sure that you make yourself a good hour of your time to really drill down on your expenses, because that's where everything starts, right? We got to live our life, right? I got to get up and pay my bills and go to work and do what I got to do to support me and my family. So, you know, that's where I got to understand what I'm spending to a T. So that's one thing I'm very good at. I try to look at it not every day, but typically lightly on a monthly basis. And I do, you know, that 1 hour session in terms of looking at overall things. Maybe, you know, right now, you had December, you had the holidays, you have, you know, I had personally some events that have come up, you know, so this was a lumpier time. So that, you know, in March, you know, kind of looking down and drilling down on my expenses and comparing it to what I, you know, budget by and make sure I'm on track. An easy way to keep a barometer of that is what's your emergency fund, right? If we're dipping into savings to pay bills, right, that's red flag number one. So you really have to really have a good emergency fund no matter who you are. You have to have a safety net. You know, that's going to make you feel secure in your investments when you get to a time like we're currently in, where the market's starting off down 7%, right? You know, again, make sure I can live my life, aka my expenses. Make sure that if something happens to mess up my income flow and living my life, I have a safety net. You know, that's going to make me feel better. You know, my investments, you know, are volatile from time to time, which is normal. So I think that, you know, those are the three things I start off with, and people are in different spots. You know, I'm, you know, not speaking and giving the rosy scenario, right? Like even if you were underwater, that gives yourself a baseline, right? You know, you can look for different opportunities. You can look for different ways to cut expenses. You know, for me, that gives you at least a tangible way to start square one. So let's say you're someone who has a surplus. And let's say that from an emergency fund standpoint, giving you guys like 3 examples, and stop me too, guys. Like, I want to keep this a dialogue, so stop me for questions at any time. Feel free to interrupt. But when I look at emergency funds, let's say if you're working, right? If I have a surplus, if I'm making more than what I'm spending on a monthly basis, now that I know my expenses to a T or a good sense, then, you know, I can keep maybe 3 months. You know, if I am scenario 2, if I'm retired and my Social Security and pension's coming in, and that's more than what I'm spending, but I'm still retired, right? So if something worst case scenario, I'm not looking to go back to work. maybe you keep 6 to 9 months. If you're someone who's a business owner, I heard a couple of business owners on the line. You keep 12 months, 9 to 12 months. March. One thing about COVID financially, that was a real, I don't want to say worst case scenario, but a stress case scenario. Like for example, before COVID, I talked about 08. I wasn't in the business in 08. So talking about 2020 in March, when things are hitting the haywire, and things are kind of tough. They're tough for everyone, but they're especially tough for business owners. You can't, certain businesses, you can't pick up your resume and put it in front of somebody and replicate the sales that your business has brought you. So, that's why, maybe it's 9 to 12 months. But once we have, checkbox 1, 2, 3, income, expenses, emergency fund, no matter who you are, then we can look at investing, right? And from there,
Start with the savings.
I talk to clients about comfort zones. You guys talked about, I heard 5 different asset classes. I heard business, I heard crypto, I think I heard real estate, I heard stocks and bonds, right? It's a million things to invest in 2022. It's a million things. There's a million different platforms to do it. There are platforms that are free. There are platforms that are aimed towards certain, I don't want to say agendas, they're positive. Like Robinhood is aimed towards an education agenda. They want to get as many investors in and educate them and then earn their business along the way. That's a great business model. So at the end of the day, it's comfort zone, right? What do I know? What am, and then an amount too. So it's what do I know and an amount. So giving you some different examples as well. Let's say you have somebody who income and expenses are good, but they're breaking even, let's say. And we're working towards building our emergency fund too. Maybe that's someone who starts off very small with $100 account or $500 account. And you start with things that you know. I say start the things that you know. We all use, I'm looking at an Amazon Alexa, right? I watch a lot of ESPN, right? So Disney is a stock. Disney owns ESPN, right? Amazon is a company in of itself, right? So look at platforms that maybe allow you to invest in things that you know for $100 and $500. They're out there, period.
Right.
They're a great amount of things. If you're researching crypto and that's something you're current and very confident in, make sure, again, everything is squared away, then that's your asset class. You start there, right? So bonds, real estate, they're real estate investment trusts, mutual funds that are invested in real estate companies. You could invest in publicly traded real estate companies. So, those are things that for me, there are all different platforms out there, but giving you that example, maybe that platform's for you, right? Maybe you're someone who has great super surplus savings capacity and you're starting to build, right? So let's say your emergency fund is very solid and you can save a good amount, $1,000, $2,000 a month. Maybe that's somebody that's speaking with someone who's more educated. No different than, just in a different example, if I'm someone who's 23 years old and no children, no family, I'm a W-2 employee, and I'm doing my taxes, I don't need to necessarily pay a CPA $5,000. TurboTax is a great platform for me. Vice versa, if I'm a business owner with a family, that value comes in handy in terms of hiring, the CPA. So in terms of someone with that lumpier savings capacity, or let's say a significant amount already saved in cash, and they're looking for different ways to grow their money and build wealth, maybe that's someone who steps and speaks with a financial advisor. That's the question I get a lot. When is the right time? When, like, the beauty of 2022 is, again, there's platforms for everybody. So 30 years ago, there was not a platform for everyone. And you had to be educated. And you can see, just looking at, our community, how that inhibited opportunities and kind of may have been restricted. just looking at traditionally and looking at where we are in present day. That's the true great thing about 2022 is there's a platform for everyone. So from there, I think that's a foundation that can be universally applied. And I include a business. If you're a business owner, your business is an asset as well, right? That's the fourth bucket, right? Because your business also is putting your 100% of your time, energy, responsibilities, efforts into something. And no matter what it is, you're looking to grow that. You're looking to show as well. Everybody hear me?
You're breaking up, Russ. Hello, Russ, you're breaking up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, now.
No, when I'm good.
It's, we can't hear you.
Everybody hear me?
Yes, that's better. It's the internet
Can you hear me?
connection. Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Not clearly. It's staticky.
Okay. So
I hope we didn't lose Russ. It might be the weather or it might be the internet connection for sure. In the interim, I see a lot of people like nodding and everything. So far, are you guys gathering the information? What do you think?
Well, basically,
Yes, good stuff.
he talk about some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Unless but we could not hear him. We lost him, but he talk about some very good investment, some good stuff that he's aware of, and he also try to help us to understand what kind of investment we can make. But for myself, I would invest passively, and that's the business I'm in. Of course, I got to promote my business. I heard him, but crypto is the way to go. And not only that, I don't know if anybody who's on this show now know about the previous show that I talked about.
hey guys,
crypto.
hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Sorry, Rajan. Sorry. Russ?
It's okay.
Yes, I apologize, guys. I just dialed in. I just wanted to dial in.
Okay.
So just kind of going back to it, I would say that's
Rajan, hold that thought.
That could be
Mhm.
that could be universally applied. And I think that from there, when you look at a lot of people, they're in a lot of different circumstances. So I can't stress enough the different platforms. Now to give numbers in terms of that example, let's say you're someone who's scratching middle of the line, right? Let's say we want to get a good start. We're working towards building an emergency fund. We have some great goals. Let's say we want to start and contribute $100 a month towards an investment strategy, whether that's an individual company, stocks or bonds, etc. Now, I'm going to use stocks as an example. Let's say we want to use stocks and we're able to achieve a 5% rate of return. When you look at that over a 10-year stretch, that's 15 grand. When you look at that over a 20-year stretch, you're looking at 39. So even on a very simplistic level, over a 30-year stretch, so over 30 years, I've saved 36. You have 79,000, 79.7 at 5%. Right? So you're seeing the power of compounding interest. You're doing it consistently. You're doing it prudently. Right? Let's say that's scenario one. Scenario two, let's say we take 10,000 and we invest and we get 5%. Let's say by year 10, we're at 16, right? Let's say we start with 10,000, we don't put anything else in, right? But we're assuming a 5%. By year 10, we're at 16.2. By year 20, we're at 26.5. Right? So again, at year 30, we're at 43.2. Right? So just simple numbers to give you the power of compounding interest. So I invest $100, 10%, that's $10. I do it again next year, the same 10% gives me 11. So, you know, I'll stop there. You know, I think that for me, you know, that's where I start my basis, and then I grow from there. Like for me, it's not about everything in one bucket. You know, following that logic, you know, that logic too, don't put all your eggs in one bucket. We're doing that now in terms of the foundation. But if you start with real estate, and we're starting there and we're seeing success there, let's educate ourselves on stocks. If we're, you know, doing well on stocks
Do
and
you have
bonds,
anything to add?
let's educate ourselves on real estate. And we really go from there in terms of, you know, investing. Now, staying up to date, that's key right now, right? The environment, investment-wise, we're in, totally different than last year, totally different than the year before. You can't put money in when they say, stay there and keep your money invested. Stay and keep your money invested, but you obviously stay educated on what's going on. Right? 2020 was a great year for technology, right? We were all at home, right? So maybe there are different investments that are great for you at different times. But I'll stop there, guys. You know, for me, it's pretty simple, but it's something that's worked. You know, one of the wealthiest people I've ever encountered, you know, followed that logic, starting in the 80s. So that it's very, very successful now. You know, you can play around in Excel. There are a lot of different calculators and things that you can, you know, really play around with in terms of your individual circumstance. But I'll leave it there. Now I'll throw it back to you or anybody with questions.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Russ. Did anybody have any questions or concerns or any suggestions? Because right now is the time. I know Rajan was saying something, so let's go back to Rajan. And if anybody else wants to share anything, because now we have to look at our finances more crucially, more critically than ever before. And that's another reason why we have Russ with us this evening as a professional. But Rajan, go ahead. And if anybody has anything you want to add, please just put your hand up.
Yeah, basically what I was saying, he talked about a lot of good stuff. But what I was saying in regard to Bitcoin crypto, it's not only it's an investment, then you're gonna just invest money to wait and for the business to grow and you get a profit out of it. We're basically gonna get into the transfer business. Anybody know people transfer money every second, every minute. So we're basically not only doing crypto, but we're doing wire transfer with it. So we're moving the money and the cryptocurrency so fast where anybody who actually invests with us will make money fast as well. So we're gonna do what other crypto don't do. They don't get into wire transfer. So we, as Haitian, we wire about $3 to $4 billion a year to Haiti. So that's why we're trying to focus in wire transferring, not only to invest in the crypto to get the capital, but we're also wiring the money away. Right now, as we speak, people are paying $8 to $7 to $8 to wire $100 to Haiti. But with us, you would only pay $4. Whether you transfer $100, $1,000, it's going to be $4. So we're taking over, and we're taking over for good. It's good for the people, for the customers. They don't have to keep paying extra money for a little service they give. So what we do is we're trying to compete with whichever big company were there before us. So now we come up with new stuff, new technology, new things to make sure that the customers gain a lot out of it. So that's basically what we're about. So anybody who basically want to invest with crypto can touch base with Ayana. But just basically, this platform is basically about investment. It's about, you know, what's good for the people, the community. So that's what we're about. So I just want to point that out.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Oh, we have
As
a question here.
As you handle crypto, do you deal with trading crypto? You know, the
Basically,
cryptocurrency is moved daily.
Yeah, we're basically going to be doing trading soon. But first thing first, we're trying to focus on the money transfer right now. The people in Haiti is getting trained to understand the technology And basically, what we're doing is basically something for Haiti. Of course, yes, we're gonna be international, but we're gonna focus with Haiti. Haiti is about 12 million people, and we have about 2 to 3 million people overseas and in the diaspora. So we're trying to focus on those people. It's a market, it's a big market, and we're trying to focus on that first. Then we'll get into the trading business.
Thank you, Ejan. And in regards to the banks, we talked about this a little bit. Oh, Shanasia, did you have a question? I thought I saw a hand up for you, sister.
No, I didn't, but since I'm here,
Might as
I
well.
wanted to know, like, what do you suggest for people who like have absolutely no idea? Like, I really don't have no understanding of it. I want to so bad, but I feel like I need like somebody with me, to help guide in the beginning, so I could get the hang of it. But to just be sitting there looking at it, I'll be cross-eyed.
Are we speaking of Russ, the investment banker?
I'm sure.
Yes. Okay. Russ, Russ, I know you get these questions often.
No, it's cool. Great question. So I think that when I look at
That's IDB.
as beginning investors, are we talking about stocks? Are you interested in learning more about stocks?
Okay.
Yes.
I would say mutual funds and ETFs are the way to go.
Where do I go?
Just because it's
You said mutual funds?
mutual funds and ETFs. It's an easy way, like for example, just to give you one off the top of my head, IVV. No, that's an ETF, IVV.
IVV.
That's an ETF that follows the S&P 500. Right, so 500 is the biggest U.S. company. Right, so there are different ways you can look. The top 10 holdings, you'll see companies like Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Berkshire Hathaway, Tesla, NVIDIA, Visa. These are big companies. So when I look at investing, this is not something that's going to double your money in a year. This is not something that's going to create wealth. This is something that is going, it's going to create wealth over time. So these are companies that can withstand bad news that comes around from time to time and steadily grow your money and then take advantage of your returns compounding. I'd go ETFs or mutual funds because you can invest in a lot of companies cheap.
So can I personally bother you when I want to learn? Okay.
There's
I'm in Harlem, 125th Street.
125th. And here's another thing I wanted to.
Our community branch.
Yeah. So Shanasia,
Oh,
and no problem, Lennox. I don't. We can definitely talk offline because I don't know how much we can say here live. So definitely, right, Russ. So I'll definitely make sure that she gets to you. And here's another thing too, Shanasia. And then for how I started, of course, that's what this platform is all about. And how I started was just literally saving a few dollars, every week, every month. Saving that $100, saving that $25 a day. That's something I learned recently after saving money for years. Then I learned that if you save like $25 a day, which sounds like a lot of money, but in theory, it's not. You just let the bank take it out for you and save it aside. You can save like $10,000 very easily. There's all sorts of little tricks. And that's what I want our community to learn because that's how other communities grow and build. So we'll definitely be speaking more about that for sure. And then I can, we can have a separate little thing here at my office space, which my office manager wants us to have anyway, right here, which is on 125th as well. So we'll get that together.
I think that that's
Go ahead.
That's the fun thing, guys. I think the one thing I'd say too is when I look at, once you have your expenses down, you get target investing, right? There's certain things that maybe you spend more money on that are flexible. I love to eat. I'm a foodie, food guy.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, after Christmas, after birthdays and stuff like that, holidays, okay, then you got to buckle down, because there are great things out there that I want to invest in. You talked about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency has some great tangible benefits. Like that's what you hear, currency exchange. And when you hear of costs that are actually being saved, when, or with the potential of it fully being adopted. But there's risks. So when you look at that, it's about who you are individually, what you're comfortable with, how that supports you, whether that's an asset, whether that's a business, whether stocks is an asset or, a business, right? Most people, it's something that, they're going to work and, stocks and bonds, real estate, those are things that support, their day to day. So it's just about judging it appropriately. I love talking to a small group like this because, for me, I think that, that's the big thing. There's so many different things. Like when I was first getting into business, like even with my parents, it's not that long ago, early 2000s, 90s, there wasn't platforms. There wasn't different things, opportunities, technology wasn't there.
And you had something you want to share too. Don't forget.
So that's where I'll leave off with guys. Like, I think that this, follow that to a T. Those are, no matter who you are, you follow that and you build on that. You'll be successful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Russ. Madeline had her hand up, and you're welcome, Shanasia.
Like experts. So sometimes the knowledge that they give us, it can seem overwhelming if you don't understand the very, very basic.
Mm-hmm.
My kid's gone, I turned on my camera. If you don't understand the very, very, I would join groups like this and sometimes feel overwhelmed because it would just be a lot. And I don't want to monopolize the whole time asking questions. And I thought they were dumb questions most of the time because I didn't have the fundamental. So to make better use of, experts like this, I needed to go back on my own and at my own pace and learn the basics. So when he says EFTs, I'm like, I know what that is now, right? So you're able to have a conversation with experts that's more meaningful and more impactful in your life, where you're asking them direct questions that can help you make informed decisions. So I would say there are other communities or books that I rely on. And Dr. Magali and I mentioned this before, but this wonderful Black woman, her name is Tiffany Alicia, and she wrote this book called Get Good with Money. Mm-hmm. And it's really from A to Z. And it covers like a range of topics from, basic savings account. He mentioned that if you're dipping into your savings and your emergency accounts to pay your bills, that's a red sign that you're not managing your money correctly, right? So in order for you to really understand that, like the gravity of that, you have to understand basic budgeting. And there's no way that you can cover all this, from the very basic structure of budgeting to something like, crypto or, investment banking. So it's really beneficial when you can go back. And I would recommend this book to just anyone. I still refer to it on a regular basis. And so I'm able to, when I meet with, people like Brother Russell, Anaya, and Brother Reja, I'm able to ask more intelligent questions that can help me make informed decisions. So I would recommend Get Good with Money by Tiffany Alicia. And she also has a Live Richer challenge, which is still free, that you just take her challenge and she breaks it down to like the weekly tasks that you complete. So you get an email from her, and every week you have to complete something. So I did this to improve my credit score, to buy my house, and so I would recommend that resource.
Woo! No. Woohoo! So proud of you, sister. I love it.
And I have to run and take care of some things. But one of the things that our community need to talk about is the trading business. There are people who make, how could you make your money work harder for you than you work for your money? Mm-hmm. There are folks who are involved in trading oil. They're trading bonds. They're trading this morning, and she was asking me about trading commodities. That's a question that we have to ask. How could we make our money work harder for us than we work for it? How could we day trade? There are different things you could day trade. Again, there are folks, you go to many of these trading companies, whether it's Goldman Sachs, etc., 500, 600 white men, day trading on a daily basis.
Yes.
You can't find that in the Black community. We are in a country, whether it's in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in New York, and trading is a major entity in the in the financial world, whether it's in the Jewish community, the Japanese.
Mm.
The Japanese depend on trading to build their financial strength. The Asian community, as a matter of fact, the trading business, is almost it's 23 hours. It closes at 5 and opens at 6 o'clock. That's when the Asian market opens. Then the European market opens. We need to find ways to get more of our people learning and able to handle the trading business. Thank you for presenting this opportunity, and we'll continue.
We will continue. Thank you, Biko Biko. And he is our registered trader for, oh, that sounds bad. Not trader like that, guys, but he's in the trading business. Oh my God, I'm such a nerd.
That's it.
He's an expert. And again, he's teaching me about options and different things because even though I have the basic fundamentals, we have another brother here. I want him to introduce himself as well. As you all know, I have a very open door policy with us as a community. Oh, you might need a chair, huh? Yes, that's a good idea. Hold on, Brother Russ. If anybody has any other questions, please raise your hand. I'm loving the conversation, by the way, tonight. It's very informative. And you know what? Madeline just spoke up Dr. Magali because Dr. Magali is back with us tonight. Praise the Lord. We have another brother here. I saw you nodding in agreement and things of that nature. So please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Certainly. My name is Brother Alex Kwabena Colon. I'm also an accountant by profession.
Mm-hmm.
I have my master's in business administration with a concentration in finance.
Ooh, smart.
So that's the trading, and also do day trading as a profession. So I'm into the business of trading at the moment.
Perfect. And did you hear anything that you agreed on? Because I saw you, he was nodding.
Oh, yes, I certainly agree about the savings aspects and in terms of the financial, getting your finances together. I also taught a class, I was an adjunct lecturer, I taught a class in Black entrepreneurship and for Black professionals. And so definitely, basically, that was part of the concepts we used in terms of thinking global, acting local, and thinking local, acting global. So it's very pertinent to the subject matter in terms of businesses and development and personal development and personal growth and gaining financial wealth and generational wealth.
You see how you could know somebody and not know a thing about them? I'm so glad you're here tonight and you're able to share that because we have much more work to do for sure. Certainly. Awesome. Of course. And you can stick around with us for a few, right?
Certainly, yes.
Perfect. Dr. Magali just joined us. And although she's coming in a little bit later, that's okay. Please, Dr. Magali, if you can unmute yourself and share who you are, keep these comments going. Matter of fact, we have brothers and sisters watching on social media. I'm going to shout them out in just a moment. But Dr. Magali, are you able to unmute yourself, beautiful lady? I see her unmute. Hi, Dr. Magali. Can you hear me? All right. Maybe she's not able to speak at the there she goes. Oh, there she is. Oh, we can't hear you. The volume, maybe the volume is down. Now it's back to mute. All right. Sometimes these devices, well, I will do a quick introduction for Dr. Magali until we get her volume back up and running. She is one of our leading members of Team ECI. She's a doctor in education. She's been a principal in the New York City school system for approximately 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. And she's super great. And the best part is she's a Libra. 30 years, excuse me, 30 years. I'm sorry, I'm corrected. Hey, y'all know about these signs. She's a Libra and she has great energy and we love her. And 30 years as a principal, and she wants to empower more of our people to be more economically savvy. And she's so great. So that's my introduction of Dr. Magali. Of course, when she unmutes herself, I know she'll have a lot more to share. But Dr.
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay.
There you are. We've been talking.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening. I've had a long day. Feels like it's afternoon.
Right.
But you did the intro already, beautiful Naya.
Thank-
What more can I say? 31 years to be exact.
31 years. Oh my God. She's been teaching and leading in this school system. And one of the things that I know you'd be interested in is we're talking about investments tonight. And Russ is our investment VP of banking, and he's been sharing some great insight. But you have a lot of insight as well, and I wanted you to share some of those tidbits that and then we'll take Dr. Exuma.
Well, one of the things that we didn't discuss in depth, but for those people who work, for example, for the city of New York, regardless of title, it doesn't have to be education. There are different systems where we should it's part of your TDA, it's part of your retirement plan, where through the Office of Labor Relations, that people can open up an account for deferred retirement. What's good about working for the city, at the moment, the city offers the best retirement plan because as you continue to work, I think the last time I checked, it was at 8% interest. For those of us who are in the Department of Education, it's beneficial. I prepared a PowerPoint. I probably can't pull it up now because of the fact that I wasn't prepared to speak, but I can give you some general information.
You can, and you could pull up the PowerPoint. Russ had to jump off a little bit early, so if anybody wants to be in communication with Russ, you'll let me know, and I'll do that connection. And Dr. Magali, the screen is able to share if you want to do a PowerPoint.
I'll probably have to do it next week because I don't think I can pull it up right now, but I can give you some pointers of what, in essence.
Real quick. Sorry, Dr. Magali, let me get Dr. Exuma. He's had his hand up real quick, and then we'll jump right back to you, beautiful. Go ahead, Dr. E.
Okay, I won't be long. So basically, during the discussion, I was listening to the satisfaction that you can have if you do save money and invest. But one of the things that I've seen, I had a colleague doctor, and usually he was always, by midday, he was drinking a Pepsi or a Coca-Cola. And I was wondering why. And one day I asked him, he didn't tell me exactly what it was about until another day he asked me to help him figuring out moving average. And so I knew moving average was part of trading, and people, that's how they would figure out which way their investment is going. So I pulled a chart and I started showing him, and then I made the connection of what it was exactly about. Just it was consumed from his business. And that's one of the things that you do when you invest. And there are so many things out there where you can invest. I don't know if you eat, for example, if you eat Chipotle, I must tell you that during 2021, Chipotle moved from around 900 to now a whooping $18,000 a share.
Wow. Thank you.
So, and you see all the people going out there, the line in Chipotle, and you're going there all the time. But if you invested some money in there, maybe you would be about another $800, like if you bought the shares in 2019 or 2020. So basically, these are the things that also you could feel good about when you invest. You could feel like you're consuming from your own business and you're helping yourself making more money and moving along as a group with the other people that do invest in that same share. That same stack, I mean. So basically, that's one idea I wanted to tell you about. So when you do, like people buying Apple, and Apple is a very good start to buy because Apple never goes down, even though there would be ups and downs. But I had people that bought Apple shares when it was only $10 a pop, and now these people is trading Apple at $400 and change. So basically, if you do own an iPad, for example, and you're buying in your own business and you're helping your start moving alone. So basically, I think that's another way also you feel satisfied because you're consuming your own products and you're able to make some money while you're doing it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's so true. Always invest in the things that you purchase. So, Shanasia, when you get started, one of the key things that I learned many years ago, and that's for everybody watching. I didn't even know the terminology moving average, but I know it now, honey. So, all of these great tidbits are what we have to take to the bank so we can utilize this information. But anything I was taught, and then we're going to go back to Dr. Magali, and unless we have any more questions or concerns or any input that you guys have, I know we have people watching and listening actually who are observing through others. So we want to say hi to them. We don't know if we can say their names, but we know that they're listening because they're in the day trading business. So they're online with us now. But if anybody has anything else they want to add, that'll be great. But one of those things, again, that I learned many years ago is if you have, a device like iPhone, for example, always invest in the things that you're utilizing the most because you can get a return on those items. So that is key. And I'm glad Dr. E brought that up for sure. Again, if anybody wants to be in contact with Russ, definitely let me know because we will make sure. Yes, Shanasia, we'll make sure you get that time with him for sure. Perfect.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about also dividends that Dr. E mentioned. So if you own
Sure.
a portion of a stock, at the end of the company, granted that you stay with them, gives you like a little paycheck at the end of the year. Like Amazon, I shop. My husband tells me too many boxes, so therefore I had to own it. So
Yes.
I have a lot of Amazon stocks, and I get I think it's called a dividend check or something checks. You guys can let me know at the end of the year, and I just reinvest it
that's
again
so
because
good.
So that's one thing to look forward to as well when you own stocks.
Beautiful.
What is it? Dividend check or something?
Yeah, it's dividend. Basically, what happens is that those companies, whenever they make
Surplus.
I would say whenever they gain something, so they share it among all the shareholders.
Right.
So basically, there's a lot of companies doing it. Amazon, Apple, but the only thing is that you need to stay with them for at least a quarter because they report every quarter, and whenever again they pass it on to shareholders. So basically, that's what has happened to you, and there are a lot of companies that do that. And that's another way, and it's really smart of you to invest it because it's money that you win. You could always, if you want to use it for different purposes, then you could. But it's always better to invest it because that's how you gain compound interest. Is that you're making money on top of your money? Yeah. From your interest, you're still putting it back in, and you're making money on top of that money. Because, for example, if you had $20 on top of your 1900 Amazon share. So now if you invested, that's about $2,000. So next time you get a dividend check, it's gonna be on top of that $2,000 instead of the 1900. So basically, you're making money on top of your money. So that's one way to grow your assets really fast too.
And I also like to add that you can also grow your assets with the government in T-bills, what they call treasury, in a 6 month or 6 month 5% return on your investment, or you can do it for a year, and that's not also a way of growing your assets using T-bills or treasuries, which is a quick turnover with the government, with the federal government.
So much information. If y'all don't grasp on this and get this information tonight, I feel bad for you because this is what this platform is. And of course, for our people that are just learning, of course, my sister, trust me, I know it's a lot of information being thrown at you. It's very confusing, but every day is a learning lesson. So we will have a separate convo. And then even if you have to come to the office here, we can sit, we can talk, we can have coffee, lunch, whatever. And then we could see how we can help you grow. And because it starts somewhere, right? So it sounds really scary. These terminologies and these acronyms, honey, trust me, because the first time I saw Yahoo, whatever the hell Yahoo be doing, I almost passed out. I was like, what is this? Oh, and now you have to go to Yahoo Finance and you got to go and check on this and that. And it looks like gibberish on top of Chinese, on top of, you know, Arabic. And I'm like, okay. Okay, so you're not alone, sister. We gonna work this out. Okay, and we got people watching and cheering us on. Y'all better keep cheering us on because we're gonna get to the motherland, the promised land. We're gonna have that milk and honey one way or the other. Amen. But you were gonna say something, sis. You unmuted yourself.
I would say that's exactly how I was feeling. I mean, I found myself running across it, but then, you know, I heard about the movement before, so I was just like, oh yeah, I heard of that. So yeah, I definitely feel that way as I'm looking at it. Like,
Right.
but then you intimidated, it's just like, all right, let me just cut it off.
Nope.
But, yeah, I speak about it and
Yes.
And that nature. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited to, you know, learn from people who are willing to teach.
Yes.
That's another thing.
I love it. And then, you know, real quick, we're going to go back to Dr. Magali, but I would love for Madeline to unmute her phone and share that quick story, because that is so empowering about what happened when you were in the break room with these people that don't look like us, Madeline. Can you please share that story again with us? Because I have to tell you, that's what this platform is about, ladies and gentlemen. I almost cried listening to Madeline's story recently, a testimony, and then we'll take it back to Dr. Magali. Go ahead, Madeline. Share that story, sis. Go ahead, girl.
So I am an administrator / adjunct for a CUNY school in Manhattan Beach. So there are not a lot of folks that walk around, you know, that look like me. But the student body is diverse, but the faculty and staff is very other. And so in the break room, the conversation tends to be more financially, you know, focused and oriented. And I would hear terms like NFTs and other financial terms, and especially the NFT, I didn't know what it was. It was about like 3 weeks ago when Steph introduced it. I said, oh my goodness, I've heard about it several times, but now I'm able to join in the conversation. And they look at me like, you know what that means? But they don't say it, but it's the look that, oh, she knows what that means. So I know now they don't talk around me that much anymore.
Oh,
but that's fine. I have my own team.
yes.
I have my own people to talk to.
And that's the beauty of what we're doing, because, you know, I want people to understand that a lot of people outside of us have this information. They know this information. They are making millions upon millions, like billions even. And we are excluded from these conversations. And when Madeline shared that story, that just really made me want to push harder. As you guys know, I wasn't feeling good for the past couple of weeks, but I push hard and get back up every day, because I'm like, there's a whole world we have to educate. And Madeline is the prime example. Here she is amongst colleagues, and she finally understands what it is that they're talking about. And the minute, I want you to grasp this though, the minute she comprehends is the minute they're like not speaking around her anymore. Don't that sound familiar? I want y'all to catch on to that part. Thank you, King. The minute this woman, this young sister, is like, oh, I can join your conversation now because I'm educated by my peers. They're like, well, we're going to take this conversation to the next break room that we're going to build on the playground somewhere, because we don't want this Black girl to be a part of nothing we doing.
Also, I'm excited y'all know about NFTs because I've been hearing about it and I want to learn. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Universe, because obviously it was a line for me to be here, because I kept asking, and you shall receive. So,
honey, and you're going to learn so much more. That's why I said, do not be afraid. Do not be, this is just the first day, and you're going to be on here much more with us, and we're going to hold your hand through this process. Trust and believe. Yes, and Dr. Magali, and then we're going to go back to Dr. E, because this topic is so hot tonight. Dr. Magali?
yes, I was trying to, while I listened, to pull up my PowerPoint, but I'm getting this error message that says blocked, upload is blocked. So I'll have to, I don't know what happened because it's on my desktop, but I'm unable to.
I know what happened.
But I'm unable to share it.
The enemy is a liar. That's what happened. The enemy don't want us to know exactly what you know, because we could get rich quick. Amen, somebody.
Amen.
Amen. But you did have a couple of points, correct? Pointers that you could still share?
Sure.
Okay, and then we'll go back to you, Dr. E.
It's vitally important. For instance, I can tell you when I first joined the system, although I've been in the system for 31 years, I was informed and aware about the value and the importance of actually creating a retirement plan account. And number one, and number two, I was not aware of the importance of making sure to maximize the contributions. So for example, those of us who work for the city of New York, we can create an account where you can put in as low as 1% every pay period to, I think, 18%. So that's approximately $20,000 a year.
Woo! Wait, can you run that by me one more again? I just heard 20,000 a year, and you don't have to work too hard. What?
So it's contributions to your retirement plan, where it can, if you're maximizing, it can be approximately a contribution of $20,000 a year towards your retirement. So for some people, that may not be a lot of money, but here's the thing. When you work for the Department of Education or for the City of New York as a firefighter, as NYPD, any city position, they will match your money dollar for dollar. And that's what makes a profound difference. So that for those people who maximize their account and the fact that the city's matching you dollar for dollar, I just spoke to one of my teachers a few minutes ago before I logged in, and she, to give you a perspective, she opened up her account, I want to say about 3 years ago, her retirement plan account, let's be specific. And
sorry, you said retirement planning account?
Yes.
Plan, okay.
It's an IRA.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
And so when she opened up her account, thanks to colleagues who shared with her, and they encouraged her to maximize. She was just telling me at the end of 5 years, actually. So it's her 5th year now. At the end of 5 years, she already has $100,000 in it. Because the city will allow you to select with how you want that money saved. So whether you want it in a fixed account, and the fixed account doesn't give as much interest, whether you want it to diversify in bonds, mutual funds, etc. Most important that you diversify so that if something happens with the market, that you don't lose as much money. But the reason why you want to diversify is because you want to maximize your profit. The bottom line is, when you're a city employee, you're saving, contributing to your retirement plan, at the end of 25 years, 30 years, or whatever the case may be, if you have maximized your annual contribution, it's tax-free. That's one advantage. If you are married, your spouse, even if he or she does not work for the city, they too can open up a city retirement plan by virtue of the fact that you're in one. Okay, so that's another advantage. There is no, let's say, front load fee or back end fee. However, when you do open up your account, and you can borrow against it. So that means if let's say, for example, you have a child in college, you could, of course, take out a loan from your own account, but you do have to pay that loan back into it because that's money you're taking out of your retirement. Okay, but it's usually at, let's say, a 6 or 7%, because the interest rate on the loans for your retirement may vary from 1 year to the next. But they allow you to take money out before age 59 and a half. If you are buying your first home, if you have a funeral expense and you have to provide the evidence, or for college tuition. As a result of COVID, now they also allow people to take money out if they are in foreclosure. So those are really the 4 rationales why you can make a withdrawal from your account. But keep in mind that you pay it back because that's money that you're borrowing from yourself, but pay it back so that when it's time to retire, you're in a good position. So between 59 and a half years of age and 70, if you want to pull money out of your account, you can. You could pull out as much as you'd like based on what you have. But keep in mind when you do that between 59 and a half years of age and 70, that you will have to pay taxes on it at that time. Because during that 25, 30 years that you've been putting the money away, it has been it was deducted from your bi-weekly earnings before it was pre-tax. So the tax was not coming out of it. So that's why when you're ready to withdraw, that you will have to pay taxes on it. But it's really, when you want to live a quality of life when you retire, you've got to invest in yourself and plan for today.
Thank you so much. Oh
I'll
my
figure
God.
out what's wrong with my thing, and then if it's working, then I'll share it next week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's make it happen. And whenever you're prepared with that, we definitely have to talk more and get you to present, because that's what this is all about. We can't sit here silent. We have to know how to make this happen for ourselves and for our futures. Again, they're not telling us a damn thing. Imagine.
And not for ourselves, but also
For our
children.
future. Yeah.
I forgot who it was 2 weeks ago. I had put in the chat that it's important to educate our children to become financially literate. And I had and I said Goal Setters, the Goal Setters app is a free app to help young people begin to learn about financial literacy. And someone in the app had mentioned that not only are they using that app with their child, but there was another app that they also use that I'm not familiar with, and I should have written down the name and I didn't. But it's important for us to teach our kids, instead of buying the latest fashion, instead of buying the expensive jewelry, the expensive sneakers, that it's best that we educate our kids about financial responsibility, financial accountability, so that they can think about tomorrow and prepare for it.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about you as a leader, as an educator. And that's why we do the things that we do here. My God. So, and then the thing that Dr. Magali didn't share, but she shared with us before, is you don't even have to be a teacher to go into this this retirement planning. Correct, Dr. Magali? I wanted you to reiterate that for us.
Yes. As long as you are a city worker, there is the through the Office of Labor Relations that you can open up your retirement account, and there's also through the New York City Teachers Retirement System. It has the name Teacher Retirement TRS, but don't let the name fool you. As long as you're a city worker, you can indeed open up this account. But there are two routes: one through the Office of Labor Relations and one through the Teacher Retirement System. So imagine that every year you're putting away $20,000 that you're not, you don't feel it because it's coming out before you actually receive your check. So if you open up both of those retirement accounts with the Office of Labor Relations account, you can put away $20,500 a year, plus the 20 from the TRS. That's $40,500 a year for the year that you're putting away. I have a Jamaican friend of mine. I mean, she blew me away. She said by the time she's ready to retire, she will have $3 million in her account.
Wow.
Okay.
But let me ask you, you can also take out an early retirement as long as you pay that maybe little fee or something. Because if I had $3 million in my account and they told me I had to keep working and making $50,000 a year, that's not going to add up to Anaya A. And I need to know if I can take out some of that money. That is crazy.
You can always borrow from your account. That's your right, because it's your money. But if you are younger than 59 and a half, you do have to pay it back. Once you're 59 and a half and older, you can take it out, but note that Uncle Sam will get 20%. So if you take out $100,000 from your retirement account after the age of 59 and a half, Uncle Sam will get $20,000 and you take home $80,000.
You see how he's so disgusting? That man is always in people's business. Get up out my business, Uncle Sam.
I can tell you more than 90% of city workers, even after retirement, they leave their money in the account to have it continue working for them. They can no longer contribute towards it, but whatever is there continues to earn the 8% interest.
Jesus, my God is
And there's
faithful.
nobody giving you 8% now. Nobody.
Nowhere. I mean, I wish they would
Not
give
the
me
banks.
8%, right? Nobody's doing that. And the banks give you 0.1%. 0.1 is what the banks give you. They don't give you a damn thing but a fee whenever you late by half a minute on your account. So that's all they give is fees. Praise God. But go ahead. I thank you, Dr. Magali. Look at us learning tonight. Honey, look, that part should.
You know, the other thing we can talk about, and I'll see if I can have my friend Carl join us one day
Next week.
because Carl is licensed in I want to say Medicaid, Medicare, and everybody on this team in this group. I'm thinking of micro teams in this Zoom. It is fairly young, but the reason why we need to have a discussion with Carl is because years ago, people used to have, let's say if you own a home. So, and we used to sell the home to our kids for $1 if we became of age to collect Medicare or Medicaid, because the system wants you to be impoverished.
Yes, they do.
You own a damn thing, not a home, not a car. You have to be at zero to get financial assistance from the government.
I know.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'll tell y'all my story one day.
Carl will educate us about what we need to do now in planning for down the road, because the laws are such that if you, let's say if I were, I don't know, 70 years old right now, and I wanted to get Medicaid from the government, and I own 1 or 2 homes, and I pass them on to my children, they will go back 5 years because they want to, in other words, they want to be able to collect something by the virtue of I used to own homes. So you have to give your assets on to your kids long before you become of age to want to get support, financial support.
Unreal. And that's why our people continue to be impoverished, but no more, because we are changing our legacies. We are done playing their little game, and whatever we have to do, we're gonna get Carl on the line, and he should be one of our speakers, and hopefully.
When we talk about finances, we also need. I know we had that man from Virginia who talked a little bit about real estate. We also need to look at, logging in or downloading these various real estate apps where homes are extremely much more affordable than New York City, but to make them real estate investments where we will not become rich. And that's the bottom line. We will not become rich punching in and out at a firm or whatever. However, if we choose to invest in real estate, if we choose to invest in various finances, we will be in a better financial position than just punching in and out for a CEO.
Absolutely. And we should talk about that offline. I know we talk frequently, Dr. Magali, but real quick, Shanasia, who's on with us tonight, she's our newest member. We're going to put her right in the group as of today, so she could be, loved on. She's actually one of the victims of the Bronx fire that just took place in the Bronx on January 9th. That's that beautiful sister with the beautiful gold head wrap and yellow shirt. So I brought that up to say, real estate is so important in New York City, and that's why we continue to be pushed aside, and we're in these dangerous circumstances in these buildings because the people that own the buildings, they don't, consider us humans. They don't even care about our well-being. And that's why we have to learn this real estate game. It's so super imperative. So we will definitely have another segment on real estate, because at the end of the day, like our big brother, our uncle, our best friend, Ben Crump stated just the other day, we're going after these investors. We're going after these politicians and these people that knew better in regards to this fire and didn't do a damn thing about it. But here's so what happens is we could have prevented that if we had the information prior. However, it's never too late. So we're going to go after them. But when we do, we're going to know what to do with that money. Right, sis? We're going to know what to do with that money when those checks come in. And Black people, please stop spending your money on stupid stuff, on the Yeezys. Y'all see Kanye, by the way, is not even mentally stable. Y'all keep spending $5,000 on a pair of shoes, and he running after Kim Oh, I'm about to lose my mind. Sorry, y'all. Go. He
know the people, like he know they gonna fall for it every time.
every time, and he keeps spending everything on Crazy Kim, and we are so gullible. Y'all better not spend another dollar on him. And I wish somebody would tell him I said this. Kanye, we've met before. I'm not afraid of you. You only like 5'8". Okay, you're not even that big, sir. You just crazy as hell. I got a picture with that man. He's like 5'8". You're not that big, sir. Okay, Kim is scared.
When money was Gucci and Louis, and they don't even like you.
They don't even like you. Look, Tommy Hilfiger, he told Oprah on her platform, I didn't create this line of clothing for Black people, but yet Black people stay in Tommy Hilfiger. Another one, and then Dr. E for sure. Another one that really threw me off, and when I find that video, I will repost it. Y'all know I'm your neighborhood Black woman that's gonna keep y'all Black folks in check. Cavassier, the liquor that all the Black rappers and everybody be drinking and thinking that, oh, it's so cool. Look, he got his Cavassier right there. Dr. E said, I'm here with it now. Nope, it's water. He better stop. But anyway, that song, Past the Cavassier, and all of those things, and then, those kind of liquors became liqueurs became very popular and things like that. So the people that originated all of these liquors and liqueurs.
Some of them are $1,500
a bottle. Yes. And here's the thing. They started off as luxury items for a certain class of people. Catch me now. And the white people that started these drinks, it was set for them to sit around and talk about their multi-million-dollar profits and properties. And they live in Switzerland and France and everywhere else but the United States. And so what happened was Black folks started tasting the stuff and started popping bottles and throwing bottles out of Cavassier every which way. And the white man and the Chinese and all of them, because it typically is investments that go into these type of products, they came out publicly and said, had we known Black rappers would have been doing this with our item, with our drink, our product, we would have never given them access. So here's the funny part about that though. Catch this. As they were saying that, it's the Black population that caused such a dynamic amount of influence into the product that it made them richer. It made them richer for us to be popping them bottles, because before it was for a certain class and it was a very small class. So when these Black folks, us jumping on TV and radios and stuff talking about it, it made more people go out and buy it. But it's still not good enough. They don't want our business. They want our money, but they don't want to be associated with us. I will find that video and that article and repost it and send it to y'all, because that's what I do best. And if you guys heard of anything else you want to share, drop a link, send it to the group WhatsApp, and we're going to make it happen.
I found out some information last year around Black History Month about Hennessy. Basically, they helped during slavery times when people was trying to get away, they actually helped us, escape. Like they had areas where we could hide and things of that nature. So when I learned that, I was like,
Oh, so they helped us and they didn't hurt us?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to love on you some more, Hennessy. My brother is a Hennessy fool. I hope he still got his liver, praise God. But he loves him. He loves him. Bro, I'm going to tell him this story. You could drink some more Hennessy. I'm proud of you, bro.
I got to tell you about the word human as well, too, in a Black law book. But we won't talk about that.
Okay, we're going to talk about that too, sis. Thank you for that update. Perfect. Dr. E, back to you.
Okay, I have a couple things to share. Basically, let's start with clothing. I know a multimillionaire guy. He's a Jewish person. And what he does, he owns 7 white shirts, one each day of the week, 3 vests, and then pants. 3 pair of pants and vests. That's all he wears. So this guy is going on Gucci, looking at them with like a $5,000 a belt, and I'm smiling. The guy owns like 3 buildings in Brooklyn, and that's what he uses: 7 white shirts, 3 pair of pants, and 3 vests. That's all he uses, and he has 2 cooks, and that's it. So I work with them. So now, basically, I was laughing and smiling because Dr. Magali spoke about my topic. Because you remember, Anaya, I promised I told you that I would be coming back to talk about retirement.
Exactly.
Remember that.
Yep.
So a couple things I want to say because I think she had a couple of questions. She spoke about what are IRA and IRAs. There are two. There's a traditional IRA and there's a what. So basically, you can invest in both. And the good thing about it is that the government allows you to do that. That's legal. The second thing is that when it's like you're getting both of both worlds, like both sides of the best world. So basically, that's one thing you can also do. And that's basically not the only thing you can do, because I used to work for New York City for the state also, and then you would be able to do other things like 401k. And I remember my first job, I had this guy, we started together, but he was way older than me, so he was around like 45, I think, at that time. And after 7 years, that's when he realized about 401k. And there's also another 403b for other people, depending on where you work. So it's the same thing, different name. I think Dr. Magali also spoke about the taxes. Yes. So basically, before 59 and a half, you are charged, you are penalized by the state with a 10% extra on top of the taxes that are collected. Okay, you're also charged a penalty of 10% if you take that money out and do not pay it back before 59 and a half. After 59 and a half, you're not going to get penalized at 10%. But still, if you don't pay it back, it's money that you're taking out from your retirement money. So basically, if you had 70,000 and you take 10,000, so when you retire, it's going to be less money for you. I think Anaya, you spoke about early retirement at some point.
Yes.
Even if with a $3 million, I wouldn't consider early retirement because you would lose money from what you should collect. So basically, the way they tabulate it is that if you retire early, and that you're able to do it. So basically, whatever you should receive, for example, the best age to retire is 67, actually. 67. Not even 65, 67.
You know
That's when you can collect the full entitled amount that you should get from Social Security. If you retire earlier, like probably around 62 or 63, then basically you're leaving money on the table. Okay? It's a lot. So basically, I'm just trying to remember. So next time I will come in and I'll tell you more about retirement plans. And what I do at some point, I think Dr. Magali said that you can leave the money and let it grow with 8%, but still, it's good, but it's not the best. And where I jump in usually talking financial to people is just to tell them that if you leave the money there and you're not able to contribute, and your employer is not able to contribute as well, so that money is just going there because of the interest that you're getting paid on the investments that you have there. Two things you could do. If you know about investing, you can get it back in there and then redistribute your assets so you can make more profit. Or if you don't know how to do that, that's where usually I could jump in and help you transfer that money, what we call roll over, that money from that account where it's kind of dormant with an 8% to where it could grow 12, 14%.
Dr. E, let me tell you, what you just shared, I think is a part of the retirement package that you were supposed to share, sir. So we're going to have to do a part 2 with you and with Dr. Magali. Dr. Magali just pulled up her platform here. So I'm happy she pulled that up, but that's what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do, okay, beautiful. Sabrina is still with us. We're going to have to do a part 2 with you both on a platform so that this information could be shared because Dr. Magali found what she was looking for. Thank you, God. Congratulations, beautiful. And then we're going to have to do a part 2 because I want us to all be able to take notes and be ready for all of this great information, because the biggest part of everything going on is getting everybody to not just listen, but to do. And I want to see action. Matter of fact, if any of you want to meet us here at the hub, it was already proposed that we can have a session live here. As you know, Dr. Magali, you've been here before, and Dr. E, if we can have you all here live and we can convey the message from our platform. We have a 95-inch screen TV here that we're watching. You guys are on well, YouTube is on it. I'm going to find a way, like I said, to get that device that everything could be combined. So while we're on these platforms, we can see ourselves on the big screen. That's what it's for. I just have to figure out all those gadgets. But that's what I think we should do, is have you all in the building to share this information, and whoever can make it in New York City. We could have about 10 people here, right? So tonight we've already had like 4 or 5 here with us. And then Dr. Magali, Shanasia, who's down the street, modeling if she can make it, Dr. E, you know what I mean? And have a group here, and then we could do printouts, and we can really get that information and take action. Your girl is a take action oriented type of person, and I want to see you do your homework, and I want to see you make some money. But with that being said, hold every thought real quick, because I want to introduce another brother. I know y'all are probably like, I only work with men. I pretty much do. So these are my best friends, guys. Tell the people who you are, Mr. Edgar.
My name is Edgar Tellisford, and I work here at the Hub. I run a small business, and used to do things with ATM machines in the past, but now I'm running a small business with what is it called? Drinks and soft drinks,
yes,
and things like CMOS and so on. So.
And he makes great cremas for my Haitian people that know what that is. I support it, right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And we'll be working on a lot more. Will you be a part of our team building once we have?
Would love to be. Yes, absolutely. Would love to be.
And your educational background.
Did he say CMOS?
Yes.
Yes, he said CMOS.
CMOS, cremas, sorrel, right. Ginger beer, Morbi.
You have a website?
No, I don't have a website. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. And we'll be working together to share more as well, because he has such great ideas, and that's what this whole planning process is, to bring us together as a people to see how we can keep the businesses amongst each other. Real quick, we have a principal here, and I wanted you to talk a little bit briefly about your education days as well.
Oh, yeah, I worked with the DOE as a science teacher. I was part of the the teaching fellows, and I'm no longer with them, so I'm on my own doing my own thing. But my background was a science teacher when I worked with the DOE.
Okay, and I just want you to know that I will be coming to the hub again. Mm-hmm. I will love to meet these people, because I love to work with small business people. That's where I get to tell them about their own retirement programs and Schedule C, so they can retire for free.
Oh, listen, you talking my language. So we're going to have a whole separate session, and let's come together and planify what day would be best.
It's going to be 2 things, basically.
Yeah.
401k, annuity, and Schedule C.
Write that down, and don't forget.
About all these things.
Don't forget.
Legacy with your life insurance.
Ooh, listen, don't forget what you're saying, and we have to get these printouts so everybody can have this in their hands, guys. So let's planify that, and it might even have to be a Wednesday night. It could be another night, as long as you all come together with that day, and we can make it a bigger platform, and then we could, share on all the social media platforms for sure, if that's okay with you guys. I foresee that happening, and Astrid actually wants that to happen. After she came on the platform last time, she loved what we were doing here, and she's our big boss lady, so we want to do what the big boss lady says, so we're gonna make it happen for sure.
Perfect. You can bring cremas, I'll bring donuts.
I love it.
Is it safe to talk business over cremas?
That is so funny. I love it. You guys are tripping. I love it. It's not the best idea, but the best businesses are discussed during drinks, light beverages. So bring the cremas, and he'll bring the donuts. Sure. Awesome. Okay, we had another hand up. We have Miss Shanasia again. Back to you, beautiful.
So I attend pop-up shops. I was actually supposed to attend a pop-up on the January, the actual fire.
Oh,
So it actually is 333 Lenox Avenue on 127, the corner that they usually have them. So it's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. So I don't mind sharing this information with them as well to get them to come in or whatnot, because this is very informative information.
you said 2333 Lennox?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called the BK. It's like a lobster shop. Well, it was supposed to be a food place, but it never wound up being that.
What's the cross streets?
It's 127. It's right on Linux, like that, right there on 127.
We'll follow up after, and then I'll get everything for you for sure. That's interesting. We need to work together on that for sure, my love. And then Dr. Magali, I saw your presentation. You're able to get it back up, which is super great, but it's 16 pages, my love. So if we can have that, like I said, here in house, and we could do it, you and Dr. Exuma, because you all both have so much information, and then we could make it a night affair. We could even start either at 5:30 or 6, so we could have more time together as a unit, and then we could present and we could talk about ideas, and we could really make this a big deal. Because one of the things,
I'm going the same night as Dr. Exuma.
oh, never mind, Lord, because they both got.
He's looking up all the time, all the air. Unless you want me to pull out a timer, I can just yank him off stage.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. So we're gonna have to do two separate ones. Okay, whatever y'all want to do, we'll have a follow-up conversation and we'll make sure we get it done, whichever way we do it. But listen, those two know the most about retirement, and that's why I figured that would be a great idea, because they have all the acronyms, they have all the percentages, they know all of that jazz. So for those that are watching on Instagram and Facebook, and you're wondering, and YouTube very soon, because we're live on all of these platforms, this is Team ECI, and you're listening to a platform in regards to learning how to save, learning how to grow your money, learning different things about retirement packages and interest rates and banking. And I mean, anything that we can think of to increase our wealth and decrease our debt. That's what we're discussing tonight. And we're growing our platform and we're expanding. And we have people from all over, by matter of fact. By the way, we have brother Sampreneur. He has shown himself for the first time on camera, and he's all the way in Kentucky somewhere. I love it. We have those that are in Miami that are live with us. We have all the way out in Long Island. We have the BX right here in the building, and I feel like I'm missing a couple of places. Dr. E, where are you at?
Right now, I'm in Farmingdale.
Ooh.
Not far from Modeling.
Okay.
Which is in Long Island.
So Long Island.
Sometimes I'm in Brooklyn.
And sometimes you're in the hub. Sometimes you're here on 125th as well.
Right.
Awesome. We have Brooklyn in the house, and there's another iPhone person. I'm not sure who that is, but we're about to shut it down because we have covered so much this evening. And of course, we want you again to join us on WhatsApp 347-617-6873. I'm going to slow it down. 347-617-6873. Make sure you go ahead and hit that request to be a part of Team ECI, where you'll get a lot of interaction of the group, because all the people that you see here are basically a part of that. So in the last couple of minutes, we're going to take questions, comments, concerns. I think I see a couple of exclamation points over Sampreneur's head. I know he got something to share. I feel it in my spirit. But Dr. Magali put her hand up first. We're going to take Dr. Magali, and then we'll send it to Mr. Sampreneur, because I want him to share something anyway, because he hasn't spoken in a while. Dr. Magali, back to you.
In the spirit of thinking about future generations, we need to have some conversations and presentations around college funds.
Yes.
529 teaching, because now the city, as a matter of fact, this past September, they opened up accounts for all kindergartners and first graders across the city with $100. The goal is to help parents begin now to plan for the college years for 5 and 6 years.
Did you guys know that? Did you know that?
I gotta add to this. You see, I've been from Haiti, so we are very polite, and we want our ladies to always go first. So no worries, Dr. Magali. If we have to sit down on a panel together, you won't have to kick me because you'll have to speak first. So no worries.
Thank you, Dr.
But
E.
what I want to add quickly is that in case I just compliment you basically. The 529 is real, and if
Wow.
you didn't know that, the government give you an extra $2,000 every year during college time. For the 4 years, you get a $2,000 whenever you have it. There is a cap. The cap can be all the way to 15,000 or 35,000, depending on where you do it. And basically, I also do 529 for parents, and I love doing it because that's the way it is. Nobody can afford colleges now. So if you have a 529, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you tremendously with your college tuition funds and all that. What I love about it also is that they want you to specifically use it for college only.
College
So
only.
there is no going around buying $1,500 sneakers with that fund.
I love it. Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. E and Dr. Magali. That's what I love about them. They just know all the inside information, and that's super important. Look, my sister over there with the babies is like, I needed all this tonight, right, Madeline? She got a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, so she knows she going to college soon.
Oh, I have a 2-year-old, who will be 3-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and I have the 529 for the 8-year-old. But Dr. E, I did not know that, so I'm gonna need you to.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why I sent you a message telling you that we need to speak, because I remember last time you interjected saying that you need to work with me on legacy. So basically, we have to do this offline, but just as a reminder, I'll send you my number.
I love it. I love it. And look, she got tall kids. That's why I thought they were older. Praise God. Amen. You know, they taller than me, and I'm, 5 feet tall. So you know how that goes. Praise God.
Doesn't want to go to college, do they still let you have the money for something else?
Only for college, I think.
It's only for college, but there are a couple of exceptions. There is always exceptions. And this is one of the things that also we Black folks and brown folks, we need to learn about. There's always a way out. So basically, I think Dr. Magali mentioned it earlier. These funds were made available to people for emergency funds during COVID. So basically, if your kid is dying, or if there is another emergency, yes, you can take money from it. But you need to specifically show proof of the reason why, because the government wants you to keep that money for college. But if there is an emergency, you're not gonna die without being able to tap in, because it's your money basically. But there are rules.
We have to.
I think they if the child doesn't want to go to a traditional college, if they want to go to trading school, do they allow you to fluctuate in that area? We need to share my.
Yes.
Is that Coco Melon?
It's basically, they call it college fund, but it's basically for education. So basically, if you have that fund, and for the 4-year colleges, the kid want to go ahead and pursue a master's degree, yes. If you have money left over, you can always use it for that as well. And it covers tuition, it covers board and books and everything that's related to college, to education, not college per se.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be like even a trade school. What if they found classes, like, people who give classes for different things, they're still educating you, can use that money towards that?
It seems like there's a lot of different breakdown, in other words, and then we can definitely come back to that for sure. Mr. Edgar has something, and then Shanasia, we'll make sure you're. Matter of fact, Shanasia, type in. Are you on WhatsApp right now, sis? Do you have WhatsApp? So type in the number. I'm gonna drop it in the link for you to be a part of that, and then you'll have access to our leaders right here. I'm putting it in the WhatsApp number right now, my love. And then you can jump right into that, and then make sure. Or is there a cutoff age for
the college fund? Yeah.
So no. So let's do this. Let's make sure that you're a part of WhatsApp as well, the team WhatsApp. So all those questions, we can definitely get those answered for sure, so you guys can know. But either way, Dr. E and Dr. Magali will be presenting very soon. We're gonna figure out that date. And I want all of you New Yorkers, or if you even in Jersey, that you close enough to take the LIRR and find yourself right here to the hub on 125th. Okay. Now, Sampreneur, real quick, you're up next. And if anybody has anything else they want to share, raise that hand, because we're shutting down in just a couple of minutes, my people. Sampreneur.
Hey guys, I do have a lot of noise where I'm at right now because I got my kids going and stuff. Hey, I wanted to say thank you to all the presenters. Great information. The special guest you had on. I want to echo something he said about investing is great, but you want to make sure you have a foundation, meaning you can't be in debt and try to invest, right? Because if you in debt, you're trying to invest, you're gonna have a scarcity mindset. You will never make the right decision. So make sure you have the right pillars in place, the right foundation. You have a cushion before you start putting money into different investment. So I wanted to echo that, and also investing is not easy, but it's not as scary as people make it seem to be. I know there's a lot of different terms out there. You just need to know. Again, I want to echo the ETF. So if you wanna go the safest route, ETF is the best way to go. Again, like you said, you'll be in the top companies in the S&P 500. Also, Dr. E mentioned Chipotle earlier and how high the price was. Something you guys, many of you probably already know. Let's say the price is $1,500. You don't have to have the whole $1,500 to own part of it. So you can buy partial shares. Maybe every week you have an extra $25. You can put it towards that. You're building a saving into investment. So, and you just you're eating the elephant step by step, little by little, little bite at a time. And also, I wanted to add option. Congratulations, Anaya, on options. It's a gold mine, so that's really good. You're getting into that.
Yes.
Also, I want to say, don't start with investing or trading with the mindset that you're gonna make quick buck. You're gonna make a quick buck because it is almost 98% true that you will lose at first in trading and investing before you start making money, because that's your learning curve. It's the tuition you have to pay to the market, right? To learn, to know where you make mistakes so you don't make it the next time. So always invest money that you're willing to lose. So again, it comes to make sure you're not in debt when you invest. But it's not scary, it's not easy, but it is, again, the best wealth building vehicle out there. So you need to learn about it, get in it, but don't just go in it just to make a quick buck, because learn first and get your financial situation in place first, build a foundation and then start investing. But again, I'm very thankful to be part of this group, and I'm learning with you guys, and thank you.
Thank you, Sampreneur. Thank you. Okay, last we have Dr. Magali, and then we're shutting it down for the night.
So, and thank you for those words from the brother. I think it's important. I see there are participants with young children. And so again, as an educator and looking to the next generation, it's important that we educate our families about coding. We have a tendency, when we're from the Caribbean in particular, to teach our kids to go to college, work hard, get a degree, graduate. Doctor, however, yes, lawyer, that's important. That's one route, one avenue, but another avenue is to have your own business, is to go into entrepreneurship, is to be able to do other things to subsidize your regular income so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck.
Multiple streams of income.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for saying that.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
And coding is one of the ways that our kids, there's a 12-year-old Indian little boy who's like killing it, the kind of money he's making that was shared. And Olivia Jade, the daughter of her last name is Laughlin, the actress that got in trouble for paying $500,000 to get her daughters into USC in
Mhm.
California.
Mhm.
That little girl is a college dropout. Can I tell you though? She's making a heck of a lot of money because what is she doing? Because she has more than 1 million followers on her social media platform. So if she's using, let's say, Sephora Cosmetics, and young people who are following her purchase those cosmetics, then she gets a percentage from every transaction. So she's representing companies by virtue of using their items or brand, and she's making a living off of this. So those are some of the things that we need to teach our kids. If they're wearing Nike, they shouldn't be purchasing Nike. Nike should be paying them to wear and advertise for their brand.
Well said. Well
That's
said.
it.
Well said.
Absolutely. And that's why we're here with Team ECI, the Economic Crisis Initiative, where we talk about increasing our wealth and decreasing our debt. And that especially means learning this game. And let's not be put out of the conversation. Thank you to each and every one of you who have been a part of us from the very beginning, who sticks around every week. And we will be back again next week, same black time, same black space, with much more information. But we're also going to be planifying for that panel, and it will be live. So we will definitely have that set up for all of you. We're not going to be, it might be a different day than Wednesday, but it just depends on everybody's schedule. If you are in New York City, we still have people watching on Instagram, Facebook. Look how many people we had watching on Instagram tonight. Look at that. Almost 100 people watching on Instagram alone. We have great comments. Shout outs to Queen Sudi on Facebook. Shout out to Gregory Roberts. Shout out to Queen Ocean. Shout outs to all of you who have joined us. And listen, it's time that we really get this money, because what just happened in this economic crisis that we just endured, we should not repeat the same mistakes. So I appreciate you. And don't forget, on Friday, we have a very special guest that's going to be on the Anaya A show in regards to immigration. And the reason we got it planned like that is because Shanasia and a couple of other members of those that survived, let's call them survivors of the Bronx fire, will be with us on Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will send out flyers to remind you, but Shanasia will be telling her story. I have goosebumps all over my body. As you know, as an activist, I was there at the site where this thing occurred, where this tragedy occurred. And we want to remind everybody that it's because we don't own anything in our communities. That's why these people continue to treat us like garbage. That's why they continue to just push us away when we have complaints, because we don't own anything. But that is going to change. The first will be the last, and the last will be the first. That's how I see it. And we will definitely be back. Right, sister? All right. We did it, guys. We thank each and every one of you. We love you. And go ahead and sign into that WhatsApp. Share your ideas, and let's come back together. Madeline, thank you so much. Edgar, thank you. Dr. Magali, thank you. Shanasia, thank you. Rejan, okay, Mr. Big Good, Sampreneur, Dr. E, Sabrina, and your special guest that's watching and listening. We'll follow up very soon, guys. Good night, and God bless each and every one of you. Let's get rich, guys. We are rich. We are rich.
Good night.
Have a good night. We love you. All right, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Recording stopped.
Okay,
That was good.
that was
show. I like
good.
that.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we're
I
gonna
like
shut
that.
down before we say anything else. Let's shut it down on all the
So,
platforms.
Dr. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Because look, you see all